Back to Planet X News. It is August 24th, 2019. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope all of you liked my last video that was talking about lens flares. And after reading some of these comments, well, excuse me, my nose is itching. Somebody must be talking about me. Yeah. But anyways, I hope a lot of you liked that last video. Apparently, a lot of you did not. OMG. Give me a second. Let's get the live chat brewing here. And let's get all these pissed off people back in the live chat. And we'll also give the opportunity for the boob tube to send out their notifications. And let's get ourselves a crowd. Let me just go ahead and pull that up. Alrighty then. Looking pretty good. Well, alrighty then. Okay, I see we have some people in there brewing already. Fantastic. Let me set this over here. So, anyways, folks, earlier today I did a video on the on lens flares, and so many people did not like the video. And once again, you know, I have all these nutcases calling me out, telling me I'm a liar and I'm a bully and all I do is pick on other people's work. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, just so all of you know, I went out and I took my $4,000 high definition DSLR camcorder and I went outside in my driveway this afternoon and I videotaped the blue Kachina and the red Kachina. Now, I don't have just still photographs. I have actual video. Yes, that's right. You're hearing it right here on Planet X News. I have caught the blue Kachina and the red Kachina at the same time in one damn video. And you're going to see it right here on Planet X News. But before I start and get into this video, I just want to go back and I want to take a look at the comments that some of these folks were leaving in my video this afternoon that was talking about lens flares and ghosting images and digital cameras and digital camera anomalies. Look, folks, here's the deal. I've said this 100 times and I will say it again. If you are interested in the truth pertaining to these stellar core objects that are orbiting the sun, we call them Planet X. Some people call it Nibiru. Some people call it Nemesis. Some people call it Wormwood. Some people call it Herberculus. Look, folks, over, the last 35 years, there's been so much disinformation out there, and this has been a nonstop campaign by the government. You just don't understand the common, average, everyday, run-of-the-mill Joan and Joe and Jane. You folks just don't understand what is actually going on behind closed doors. People like me, okay, the government does not want me to show you what is really out there. So they will do anything they can to prevent that. They know damn well that if they wipe me off of YouTube or wipe me off of Facebook and social media, they know that I will come straight back within 15 minutes with another account, and they know there's ways to circumvent that and continue to put out your message and show your evidence. So they will use other psychological ways to get at me and also get at you. Now, people that leave these derogatory comments in and under YouTube videos, Like I've said before, none of you know who these people are. Same thing applies for Facebook. When you read these comments under posts and videos and things of that nature, if they're not your direct friends and direct family members, you don't know who these people are. You really don't. I get, in the course of a day, I don't know, probably 10 or 15 fake Facebook friend requests. Every single day. And, sometimes I toy around with these people, but a lot of this is meant to push your mind in another direction. There are also YouTube channels and people on Facebook that are showing you pure and utter garbage. See, they want you to believe in lens flares. They want you to believe in the second sun. They want you to believe in the mythological Nibiru. See, they want you to believe all of that because all of that is easily debunked. See, when it comes to all of the photo captures that I've acquired over the years, they don't want you to see it. So that's why my YouTube channel keeps growing over the years, but the views keep going down because YouTube does not want to promote my channel. They don't want anything to do with my channel, but I don't violate any of their rules and any of their regulations. And yeah, they can terminate my channel at will anytime they want. But the greed factor sets in because my channel is monetized. YouTube does show video advertising and banner ads on my videos. So, the greed factor takes in and they're like, okay, let's make some money from our advertisers and yeah, let these people watch this, but we won't promote this channel. We won't recommend this channel anymore. And we will pretty much bury it. They'll scrape off all of the meta tags and tags. So if people try to enter something in the search, yeah, my YouTube channel won't come up unless you literally type in Planet X News. Then all the information comes up. And Google has done the same damn thing to me. My website, if you go and you type in Planet X, you get videos on Google that come up from 7-8 years ago. And these were from NASA, Planet 9, and all of that garbage. You get garbage videos from years ago. You don't get new material from my YouTube channel. So that just goes to show you the censorship. Now, let's get back to this blue Kachina and this red Kachina. Man, was I freaked out. I'm going to give you a little bit of a spoof here on how these people trick you. Once again, I had a bunch of people calling me out. And listen, let me tell you something. For all of you that want to call me out and you want to tell me that I'm a liar, go right ahead. Your words don't bother me because here's the thing, folks. I know the truth. I'm out for the truth. I'm not out for any of this bullshit. And if you're a member of our Planet X News group on Facebook, if you post crap and lens flares, I'm going to let you know. It's as simple as that. And the reason why I do these things is to help people learn. It is as simple as that. I'm not being arrogant. I'm not full of myself. And like people leave these dumbass comments. Oh, what? Do you think you're the only one on social media that is a Planet X researcher? Yeah, actually, I am. If you take a look at the people on YouTube and Facebook or whatever, and if you take a look at what they've done in this Planet X community, as they call it, if you take a look at the evidence that they've put forth, if you take a look at what they've done absolutely nothing. Maybe they have a fancy little Facebook page or a Facebook group or a YouTube channel, but they haven't done anything as far as evidence. Myself and Dr. Albers have sat down over the last 2 years. We've written 12 books They're on Barnes and Noble. They are on Amazon. Dr. Albers has written, I don't know, close to 1,000 reports. I have way over 2,000 videos of video evidence on this YouTube channel. So I don't know about all of the others. Then I get the comments from some of these bozos. Oh, you're always picking on the smaller channels and the smaller people. Well, no, I'm not picking on these people, but these people are spreading lies. So they are literally muddying the waters for all of you that actually want to learn and want to know the truth. So I've said this many times before. This is a double-edged sword that I have to slide down. So what do? Do I sit back and not say anything and let all of the disinformation continue to move on throughout social media? Or do I protect the research that I've done? Now, I've said before, I've been doing this now for over 20 years. I had some dumbass make a comment about that. Whenever I started on this project, folks, I was in my last year of college in 1991. Excuse me. Hold on a second. I had a professor of mine in college who was an ex-FBI agent, ex-FBI profiler. Oh, that was another comment somebody left. That I now work for the FBI. Give me a break. Some of these people must really, really be complete morons. Yeah. So my professor, I don't know, one day I took a theology class, and my professor was really cool. He was retired from the FBI, really, really smart guy. And out of nowhere one day, he threw down a few magazines and some newspaper articles that were like, looks like they were taken from archives. They were photocopies. And it was talking about, Planet X and things of that nature. And I'd never heard of that before, even though I was an earth space science buff in school. Never heard of it before. And he started going into the information, and we talked about it. And the next day we talked about it even some more. So I was pretty interested in it, and I approached him at the end of one of the classes, and I asked him if I could, borrow or make photocopies of some of this material. I'd like to learn more about it. And there you go. I was actually hooked at that point. But back then, folks, in 1991, there really wasn't that much information out there on this subject. And a lot of it that was out there, well, they were already scrubbing from newspapers and magazines and things of that nature. And we really didn't have the internet as we do today. So, for anybody who discounts whenever I say that I've been at this now for over 20 years, hey, if you don't believe me, I don't know what to tell you. Hold on for a second. I got to blow my nose. My allergies have been acting up. I cut my grass today, and yeah, I should have wore a damn respirator. Anyways, I'm going to shut my mic off for a second so you literally don't hear this. So sit tight. Oh, popped my ears. Anyways, folks, let's take a look at some of these comments. Oh, man, I really popped my ears. Let's get out of here. And let's go over here. And let's go over here. Let's go to the Planet X News YouTube channel. You see that number up there, folks? 83,960 subscribers. But yet, whenever I do a video or a live stream, it takes about 3, 4, 5 days to get anywhere near 5,000 views, simply because they're shadow banning and blocking my channel and things of that nature. So they only let a few thousand of you in here at a time, and that's about it. But take a look at this number right here. That's the number of views that I've put up on this YouTube channel since 2016, 21,473,000. Yeah, that's another main reason why they don't recommend my YouTube channel anymore, and they have Planet X News buried in the doldrums of the YouTube dungeon. Yeah. Anyways, here was the video that, if any of you didn't catch it earlier this morning, you should watch it. You should check it out. And it was called Lens Flares. You're being lied to, and you don't even know it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this real quick.
I think that everybody secretly believes in their greatness.
I'm just going to pause that for a second, because what I wanted to do... Boy, I really popped my ears. What I wanted to do is I wanted to come down here to the comment section, and I want to entertain you guys, and I want you to see what kind of bullshit that I put up with on a daily basis. So I pinned a comment up here that says, if any of you are seeing things with your own eyes, then you need to prove it. See, folks, I just don't come on to my YouTube channel and talk a bunch of junk. I literally prove it. So, as I've said, if you see things with your own eyes, then you need to prove it. Talk is cheap. Don't try to bullshit me with stupid comments. Prove it. Like I do. Join our Facebook group and post your proof. Here's the link. Don't be a candy ass. Join us. Here's the link. Now, let me say this right now. Don't use the excuse with me that you don't do Facebook. Oh, I don't do Facebook. Well, I'll tell you what. If you want to come to my YouTube channel and you want to talk smack, then you better join Facebook, simply to join my Facebook group and post your pictures. Post your videos. Let me check them out. You know, folks, I get probably 400 or 500 emails every day. Inbox messages, oh my God, I can't even keep up with them. I mean, I can't even keep up with answering my relatives, for God's sakes. I just tell people, look, you want to talk to me, call me. If I have the time, I'll answer. So I'm literally tired of excuses. There's no more room for excuses. If you're going to come to my YouTube channel and you're going to run your mouth and you're going to talk smack, then you better put up or shut up. It's as simple as that. Like I've said before, I don't sugarcoat shit and call it candy and make you eat it. But a few of you that left these comments today, you're going to eat your words. You're going to eat your comments. You're going to literally dine on some crow as we watch the video that I set up for all of you to see. And it's going to prove a lot to all of you. But let's take a look at some of these comments here. There's a few people that did agree with me. And as far as removing comments, folks, I don't remove these comments, but if you leave swear words and you leave links to other videos in the comment section under here, YouTube takes those out. I don't. YouTube takes them out. They end up in some review file on my YouTube channel, and there is literally, 15, 16,000 of those comments, and I sure as hell am not going to waste my time going through all of those to read comments with swear words in them and links to other YouTube channels. So there you go. If you want to leave a comment, don't swear and don't leave links. Then the comment will be posted. Now, okay, all eyes on Atlantis. Okay, they are seeing this with the naked eye. Okay, I've had a bunch of people tell me that in the comment section that they have seen this with the naked eye. They have literally seen two suns in the sky with the naked eye. Well, folks, I've been a sky watcher, my God, 25, 30 years. I've never seen two suns in the sky. I don't know how that's actually physically possible for you to stare at the sun with your naked eye and literally see two suns. So I think when people use this half-assed comment, I think you're lying. Actually, I know you're lying. Let's see here. Oh, here's my man, Khalid. He's got a pretty good YouTube channel. He does some pretty interesting work on things that he sees in the clouds. And he's asking, are you willing to come on my show with this theory? Sunday evening would be exact. Yeah, sure, Khalid. I got no problems with that. It's actually not a theory. What I'm going to show you guys today is actual proof. It's technical proof. It's the age of digital cameras, and yes, it does fool us. Let's see here. Oh, God. Oh, why don't you take some time and go look up Wrap the News on his latest video evidence of a planet crossing through the sun and eclipsing the sun. It will scare you. No, it will not scare me. And I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, I watched a few of the videos from Wrap the News, and the guy has a very interesting YouTube channel. I don't agree with the things that he's showing people. Let's see, a planet passing through the sun and eclipsing the sun. Okay, well, check it out. If you just bear with me, let's get through these dumbass comments, and I will show you what I captured in my driveway, and you be the judge. Now, I'm using a $4,000 high-tech Panasonic XHT1000 video camera that shoots 4K. So, okay, here's a good one from this guy, Mark Aslop. Or, excuse me, sorry about that, Mark. Mark Alsop. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Giving you a shout out, Mark. What about those lens flares that's behind the clouds? Well, you know what, Mark? I'm going to address that. Actually, when I show you guys this video, I won't have to say a damn word. I won't have to open up my big fat mouth and narrate the damn video. A couple of good comments. Oh, here's another thing, folks. You're going to find this really, really funny. All of these jokers out there on Facebook and YouTube that claim that they are capturing this second sun and planets in the sky with infrared technology. With infrared technology. Yeah. Okay. They don't have infrared technology. That's a fact. Yeah. But anyways, my video camera does have an infrared setting, and I normally keep that infrared setting on, and I did today. But the infrared setting on the camera today literally had nothing to do with the video footage that you are going to see. I made some wise-ass comments about Steve Olson again over there at WSO because he continues to use the All Sky Cam network to fool people, and that guy is nothing more than a complete freaking joke. And if you watch his YouTube channel, then you are being fooled, you are being lied to. The same thing goes with his little cohort, Alex Lujan. And I think Nick Thomas puts out a lot of bullshit. A lot of these people on YouTube, I mean, they don't even know what the hell they're doing. They have no idea how a camera works. They may have spent some money and went out there and bought an expensive camera at Walmart, but they don't know the first damn thing about camera optics and the internal workings of a digital camera. They don't know shit. And all of that information is very easily accessed on our beloved Google and YouTube. Watch a few tutorials. Oh boy, I'm going to squash this guy right here. This guy right here, Greg Sansabach. Hey, Greg, I'm going to be addressing your comment. Boy, I hope the hell you are watching this video. I hope the hell you are. Does the aperture spin when striped orbs caught FAA camera lens flares? Yeah, Greg, I'm actually going to show you a prime example of the spinning orb, and it's going to be the red Kachina. Yeah, buddy. It's going to be the red Kachina, and you're going to see it right here on Planet X News, and you're going to see it spinning. Yeah. I know you won't be a subscriber of mine too much longer, will you, Greg? Okay. Now, somebody's asking me to do a video explaining the spike in floods and volcanic activity and melting Arctic ice and da-da-da-da-da. We could get into that another time. That is a very serious, major factor that's going on. Now, Melissa White. Let's address Melissa White. 335. Paused. Bullshit. Oh my. She has grammar issues here. I have seen two suns with my own two eyes. Maybe you ought to close one of those eyes and just use one. Stop acting out like we the people are talking shit by trying to excuse what we see in the sky as some kind of camera reflection. Bullshit. We see first with the naked eye. You have just denied truth in under 4 minutes, minus 1 minute through the annoying music. Guess I don't have to press play and listen to the rest of your bullshit. Thanks for the heads up. Oh, poor Melissa. Poor Melissa. You're either one of those little NSA agents that's sitting in that telemarketing room monitoring social media, or you're just literally a complete moron. It's probably more like on the moron side. And then we have more troll activity here. Melissa White, amen, sis. I have two. I've got images and video of proof. Okay, Mark, if you've got video, get up off your rear end, join the Planet X News group Facebook page, and post your proof. It is as simple as that. Talk, my brother, is cheap. So, like I've said right here, put your money where your mouth is and show me. Show me the evidence. So this goes on and on and on. So many people are hung up on that one lady's channel that shows all of the FAA camera anomalies with the spinning orb and the pink orb. And, she's got a really cool voice and she does very, very good narration. And let me tell you something, man, she really, really sells it. She sells it hardcore, baby, like Steve Olson and the rest of these jokers. But if you really take a look at it, folks, show me a YouTube channel. Show me a YouTube channel. Show me anybody who has actual hardcore proof and evidence like I've shown you over the years. They don't exist because these people don't know what they're doing. They are just wannabes. They want a little bit of stardom. They want to be a YouTuber, but really they're barking up the wrong tree. So you could see the amount of comments that were listed here. And some people actually thanked me, for cluing them in on this. And this guy right here, Steve Olson, is a jackass. There you go. Critical thinking, Scott. Thanks, man. Several years ago, he must have not put the rest of the comment on there. And it goes on and on and on. And you got some bozos up here like, oi, oi, talk shit on Dr. Albers and, whatever. I mean, the majority of these people that leave these comments, they're relatively moronic. But anyways, so you guys should go and watch that video about the lens flares. And I show some real Planet X evidence. So do yourself a favor. Oh, here you go. Here's the name of that lady's channel, The Final Days. Let's read this comment. I have a photo that I took of the sun. I took of the sun last year because it was so bright. I couldn't look at it and I wanted to see why it was so bright. I took 3. The first 2 show a halo of sorts, but the third shows a large faded pink circle behind the sun. It is at least 5 times larger than the sun. A sun flare would be a lot smaller than the sun or whatever it is. I know that there is a sun simulator hiding the planet behind it. The Final Days YouTube channel has the exact same anomaly without anything in front of it. And then she goes on and on and on and on and on. Okay, let's see what the replies say. Oh, I typed in her shit is the worst. Yeah, her YouTube channel is pretty much garbage. She doesn't show you any proof whatsoever. She's just showing you camera anomalies from those FAA webcams. And I've gone over this many, many times before, folks. I've actually showed and detailed what type of cameras they use. And there is a difference between the cameras on the FAA website that they use in the United States, and there's a different digital camera system that they use on the Canadian side. So even though the Canadians and the U.S. actually share the information on the FAA website, they actually use 2 different styles of video cameras. The Canadians are actually using a newer, updated digital camera system, and these cameras are enclosed in plexiglass enclosures to protect them from weather. If you do your homework, Google it on our precious Google, and you'll find out. You'll see for yourself. You won't need me anymore. But anyways, folks, check out this video. And believe me, you won't be upset that you watched it. I don't know, maybe some of these snowflakes might be. Who knows? Now, I'm going to go ahead and get into the video footage that I recorded from my own driveway with a $4,000 ultra high definition 4K video camera. And I'm going to show you guys the blue Kachina coming out of the clouds. I'm going to show you the red Kachina coming out of the clouds. And I'm going to show you this thing spinning. Oh my God, man. It was freaking spinning in the clouds. You're also probably going to see some UFOs zipping by. I zoomed in. My camera could zoom in all the way to the craters on the moon. I zoomed in about 50%. I recorded this video footage in ultra high definition. And I did it at 120 frames per second. And I did not slow this down. But you will see some objects zipping by all through the video. But let's get into this. Let's check it out. I'm going to go ahead and jump out of here. We'll bring this up. Let's get that video cooking. It's the blue Kachina coming right at you, right here on Planet X News. Let me put this in loop. Now, there you go. I recorded this myself. You guys just sit back and enjoy the show. And you watch this. The little blue ball, I was purposely bouncing my camera. It was sitting on a tripod, and I was purposely bouncing the camera to show you that, it can move. What you're seeing here, right here with the little blue ball, okay, that's nothing more than an internal reflection of the aperture inside of a digital camera. And what you're going to see coming out right here, you're going to see this other planetary object, as these fakers call it. This is going to be the secondary blue Kachina. Yeah, you guys didn't know that there was two of them, did you? This one's a little kind of like a grayish color. Hell, maybe it's Venus. Oh, shit. You see that? Excuse me. You see that, don't you? You see me bouncing it? Huh. Maybe there were earthquakes happening. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, God. Oh, shit. It's going behind the clouds. Oh, my God. OMG. Woo. Yeah. The blue Kachina. Okay. I did a better video for you guys. Let's get out of this one. And this video, I'm going to show you the same thing. I did this earlier today. This is just zoomed in just a little tiny bit. I slowed it down just a little bit. For all of you that, I don't know, maybe your brain can't process things that fast. And so I slowed it down. I slowed it down for all of you. So, folks, look, you know, yeah, I'm making fun of this a little bit. But it's only to get a rise out of all of you and to stop all of you from thinking that the blue Kachina and the red Kachina are in the sky and on Facebook and on YouTube, because they're not. The actual blue Kachina, the Hopi Indians referred to the bright star Sirius as the blue Kachina. That's it. That's it. There was a man, I forget the guy's name. I did a video about it a long time ago. There was a guy that authored a book about the blue Kachina, and 75% of the book that he wrote, he made it all up. And the whole blue Kachina prophecy was kind of blown out of proportion. Oh my, you see it going behind the clouds. Oh my goodness. OMG. Now watch this. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, so this is in black and white. This is in freaking infrared. But yet, the blue Kachina is still blue. Oh, how's that possible? Is it possible that that's an internal lens reflection of the aperture in the camera? Oh, Scott, you're a genius. Yeah, I bet you a bunch of you out there right now in YouTube land, I bet you your bubbles are getting bursted by the second. Yeah, folks, I'm having a little bit of fun with this. I always have to lead a pretty serious life doing this research. None of it is actually fun. But I would like to see more of you understand the truth. You're all here for the truth. I assume that. Look, it's going through the clouds again. Yep, there it goes. Disappearing. Holy hell. Hey, somebody do me a favor. Somebody copy this video footage and send it to Alex Lujan and Steve Olson and see if they put it up on their YouTube channel and misrepresent it. Because you know damn well they would. Now, here is the red Kachina in black and white negative. Okay? Now you're going to see the red Kachina pop its head out of the clouds, and it's going to show itself. And if you watch very carefully, this is for you, Mark. If you watch very carefully, you're going to see it spinning. Yeah, you're actually going to see the red Kachina rotating at 50,000 feet in the sky. Actually, the cloud level today was 25,000 feet, and I was zoomed in about 50%. So you're looking at something about 50,000 feet in the air. Wow, it's spinning. Woohoo! And watch closely, folks. It's going to fade behind the clouds. But guess what? Since I'm using ultra high definition infrared technology that I stole from the Vatican Observatory out there in Arizona, like that crazy nutcase Gina Marie Colvin, yeah, man, she's got super high definition infrared technology in the backyard of her cornfield out there in Indiana. Watch this very carefully. It's more infrared technology out of my backyard. Yeah. Hey, check it out. Hey, for a couple of you bozos that left those comments, oh, how could it be behind the clouds? Oh. Well, it looks like that's behind the clouds, doesn't it? Doesn't it? So enough fun and games, folks. The reason for this live stream and the reason for this candid video is to show you the deceit. It is to show you the fakery. Period. Yeah, man, you know, I may be talking smack on some people out there, but they deserve it because they're cheating you and they're lying to you. If you like being lied to, hey, man, support those channels. Support those people. But I mean, I really don't know anybody that I've ever met, and I've met thousands of people over the years. I don't know anybody that likes to be lied to, especially when dealing with a subject matter like this, when you're literally tricking someone. Now, if you want to be tricked, go to a magic show, okay? Go to a circus, whatever. But this subject matter is very sensitive. Why? Because yes, our planet is in turmoil. There's no doubt about that. Now, I zoomed in even further to show you this. And the reason why I did that was to show you that you could literally see this internal reflection of the aperture spinning. But it's not actually spinning. It's just a photographic anomaly. That's it. Check it out. I think that's pretty incredible evidence. I think a lot of you that left those asinine comments under my lens flare video, I think you guys are eating crow right now. How does that taste? Does that taste pretty good? Hey, you might want to start picking those feathers out of your teeth. Oh, shit. And as you can see, folks, the red Kachina is fading behind the clouds. Nothing more than a photographic anomaly when using a digital camera. And see, folks, that's the problem. That's the problem with using digital cameras. Whether you're using a $1,200 iPhone or a throwaway cell phone from Walmart. Doesn't matter if you're using an Android or an iPhone. iPhones are a bigger problem with their cameras. Cameras are not meant to take photographs or video of direct light. Okay? I don't care what anybody says. I've done my homework on photography for many, many years. I was actually a camera buff when I was a kid. I had so many scrapbooks. I even wanted, when Polaroid cameras first came out, I begged my mother for a Polaroid camera for Christmas. I used to have photo albums with thousands and thousands of pictures. I drove my mother crazy by making her take the film to be developed. And, I made all of these scrapbooks as a kid. I think I had like over 20 of them that I put together. So I actually liked photography. I have a very, very good friend of mine who is a professional photographer, has a studio locally here. He's been a professional photographer for over 30, 35 years. And when I first started doing this work and putting some of this information up on YouTube, I got myself caught, many, many times. And Billy actually helped me understand even more about the digital cameras. See, there's a big difference between taking photographs with plain 35 millimeter film, the film, and doing video or taking photographs with a digital camera. See, folks, a digital camera is like a little mini computer. It has a processor. So you're overloading the processor. You're flooding the camera with this intense light from the sun. The camera really doesn't know what to do with it. So the camera is actually going to process what it sees. And if you learn how a camera actually works, even though it's a digital camera, as the light comes in, it's reflected because you have all of this external light blasting inside of the camera. It's literally overloading the camera. If you learn about the apertures in the cameras, this will start to make more sense to you. Apertures, there are, for digital cameras now, there are apertures that you can slip into your camera that actually have different shapes. You could have a heart shape. You could have an octagon, hexagon, square. There's all kinds of different shapes that these apertures come in, and you could actually take the lens off your 35 millimeter camera if you're able to, and you're actually able to insert this different shape of an aperture. And that's for professional photographers that are doing a very specific job. There are also photographers and videographers that actually specialize in producing lens flares in video for movies and introductions and things of that nature. So what we're looking at is what you see on YouTube, and it is what you see on Facebook. These people that put these kinds of videos out are doing nothing more than literally lying to you. And you're buying it. You bought it. You bought it so well that you came to my YouTube channel and my Facebook page and ridiculed me for showing the truth. What does that say? What does that really say about you? Yeah, you're not a real truther. You're definitely not educated on this subject matter. So therefore, I don't even think that you have a right to make a comment like some of you have. Now, I'm not talking about my regular subscribers that are already awake, because you guys know better. Where did you learn that? You may have learned it from me. Or you did your homework, or you just plain damn know better. And we all make mistakes, and I realize that. And I'm here to help people realize that maybe other people are making mistakes. But by now, they should know better. They should know better. I think the majority of these people are just simply looking for notoriety on social media. You know, they kind of like that wow factor. Oh, I got 500 views on the video that I put up on Facebook. Oh, that's just great. But all you're really doing is you're hurting the people. You're hurting all of your followers, all of your subscribers by literally lying to them. And if you like a liar, well, there you go, folks. But like I said, I don't know anybody that really likes a liar. I mean, I don't. I don't like to be lied to. I'm like a human lie detector. So there you have it. That answers all of the questions. You see the red Kachina going behind the clouds. You saw the red Kachina spinning. You had a chance to see the blue Kachina. And you also had a chance to see some other space object coming through the clouds. So what do you have to say about that? Yeah, I can't wait to read the comments under this video. Yeah, but you know, a lot of the people that mouthed off in my my earlier video this morning about the lens flares, those people will probably be non-existent in the comment section under this video. And if anybody wants to debate me on this subject matter, I'd be more than happy to debate you on it, educate you on it. But before I do that, you need to pick the feathers out of your teeth from eating crow right now. So, folks, like I've said before, it is almost literally impossible. I would have to say 100% impossible to take a photograph of this Planet X object orbiting the sun. 93 million miles away, 100 million miles away, through the Earth's thick atmosphere, light pollution, and the glaring rays of the sun. So I doubt, no, I don't doubt, I know for a fact that all of the bullshit that you folks see on YouTube and Facebook is completely 100% fake. Same goes for the fake UFO videos that people put out there. You get these little techie nerds that have really good video programs, and they're able to do overlay images onto video backgrounds using green screen. Hell, I got a green screen right there set up with a $4,000 camera, green screen, all of the lighting, the whole technology. I got the whole professional mode sitting right over there. If I want to do that kind of hocus pocus, I could. I'd get millions of views showing a UFO landing on the White House lawn. But that's not who I am. I am for plain old truth, man. Hardcore research. Finding the truth. Showing it to the people that want to learn about it. And I think everybody should have an opportunity to at least understand what is happening. And yes, we are having catastrophic things happening to this planet. I mean, it is depressing to see these things now. You know, the Amazon is burning. They're trying their best, I guess, to put it out. And, you know, that's a major problem. You know, over the last couple of years, I've mentioned this several times. These fires from the California fires to Arizona, Nevada, they've had fires in South America, Siberia, you know, now Brazil. These fires are very, very serious. They do very serious damage, not just to the forest, but spewing all of that, what's robbing the oxygen out of the air. And if you get a forest fire like what's happening in the Amazon right now, oh, let me tell you, that's doing some big damage, man. Big damage. We've had a pretty quiet hurricane season so far. That's probably going to start to change pretty rapidly here within the next couple of days, maybe even a week. We may see a very late hurricane season. Remember, hurricane season ends around November 1st, but we may see that extend a little bit because of the way the jet stream is. We've seen these massive torrential downpours of rain worldwide. I've had them here in Pennsylvania. The weather's changing very rapidly. We had very, very hot, humid weather here in the Pittsburgh area the last couple of days. Yesterday morning, I woke up and I happened to walk outside and it was 55 degrees. It was actually cold. I actually went and put a pair of sweatpants on. So again, another cool evening today. Jet stream is bringing down a big cold front from the Arctic and down through Canada. And we may start to see an early fall in the Northeast. I have a couple of big trees in my backyard, and it is just the end of August, and their leaves are already falling off. Me and Dr. Albers noticed the same thing last year during the fall. She says the trees are getting denuded. She taught me a new word, denuded. Look it up. But yeah, folks, look, when you see these videos, come on, man. You guys, I show you the proof. You should know better by now. And what you should be doing is, now that you know the truth, you should be calling these people out, helping others understand the truth. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with me calling people out that are cheating you and lying to you and faking you out. If anything, you should have respect for me having the balls to call these people plain damn liars. Yeah. But instead, some of you come to my YouTube channel and my Facebook page and you blast me for telling the truth. That doesn't make any sense, does it? That's completely stupid. Look at that. That's in black and white, but yet the aperture, the little blue ball that you see there, it's overloaded with light. And this is also, I have the infrared setting on the camera. So the blue ball, yeah, the blue Kachina, it freaking stayed blue. What do you think about that? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Pretty amazing, isn't it? This video should be on the 6 o'clock news. They should have this video showing worldwide. It should be on CNN, the crap news network. Yeah. Now, check it out, folks. Little YouTube channel announcement also. I don't know, some of you know, some of you might not know that I run a national and international news website and also a Facebook page, MFA Media Group. And I do articles on the news, breaking news, headline news from around the world. And as of lately, last couple of years, I've been pretty heavy into analyzing politics and analyzing everything that's going on in politics. Because like I've said before, folks, if you really want to know what's happening, keep your eye on what NASA is doing. Keep an eye on what your government is doing. So what I'm going to be doing from this point on, and maybe some of you like it, maybe some of you don't like it, but I'm going to be doing more video reporting on what's actually happening in the headlines. The headlines that the media giants are trying to manipulate us with. And I'm going to give you my take on some of these big headline stories and news reports that are coming out. And all of the actual news articles as I pick them apart and dissect them and put together articles for the MFA Media Group news website. You guys can follow that Facebook page. Matter of fact, I'll show it to you now. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the red Kachina video and the blue Kachina here. I will upload this video in its entirety to the Planet X News Facebook page and group page. And if any of you want to download it and take it out there and misrepresent it, you will. Send it to Steve Olson and Alex Lujan, and they could get a couple 100,000 views by showing the blue and the red Kachina. That's all it is, folks. Hocus pocus. It's all that it is. Let's go over here for a second. Doobie doobie doo 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 doo. I'm going to log into the WordPress here, and we're going to go check out the news website. I spent a lot of time last year with the March for America media group, building a beautiful news website. And I think I did a pretty fantastic job on this. It's pretty cool. And all of the top news stories. This woman right here, Rashida Tlaib, I can't stand her and that Ilhan Omar. And I have all of the stories about Jeffrey Epstein. We picked those stories apart almost immediately. And look, folks, I'm very analytical. I'm like a natural born investigator. I don't know. I just can see through all of the BS, and I go and I do my research. And I'm going to be getting into it. And I'm going to be posting these short news videos on Planet X News. And, look, if you don't like it, don't watch the videos. If you want to hear my take on what I find, then watch the videos. You guys should follow me on Twitter. I literally hammer these politicians on a daily basis. I literally call them out by name. I make little short videos to put up on Twitter calling these fake people out. I do it every single day. All of the links are in the description box. You can follow me on Twitter. I bash these people, man. I call them out. Plain cold hard liars. Here's a new article that I did on the 23rd about Jeffrey Epstein. Brand new information coming out. The CEO of Overstock.com comes out of the woodwork yesterday and claims that he was working with the FBI and Peter Strzok on trying to take down Trump. He resigned from his own company. Yeah. More on Rashida Tlaib. She's a big fake. She shouldn't even be in Congress. There's a lot of evidence out there that she did not even physically live in the district that she ran her congressional campaign in. She actually lived in Dearborn, Michigan, but she ran for Congress in the district where Detroit is. And I uncovered that her own father threw her under the bus. Okay. And he said, no, my daughter doesn't live here in Detroit. She lives in Dearborn. So Rashida Tlaib, she's going to be on her last legs in Congress. And so is Ilhan Omar. And I've uncovered a whole boatload of info on her. She'll be looking at tons of felony charges, immigration fraud, student loan fraud, tax evasion, tax fraud, you name it. She'll be going down hardcore. A lot of information I've uncovered about Prince Andrew and his little pedophilia crap going on there with Epstein. I love the articles about Trump. Trump is a wild man, let me tell you. A lot of information coming out, man, folks. I'm telling you, I do really, really good articles. There's short videos in these articles. And I am up, oh boy, I'm up every day at between 3:30 and 4 a.m. And I am working on these news articles, and I'm pulling information from everywhere. Last year, in 2018, I filled out a whole ton of paperwork to become a Fox, kind of little Fox News Junior affiliate, and I got an approval on that. And just like all the other news agencies, I joined the Associated Press. I joined the New York Times, the New York Post, the LA Times. I am actually going to be joining up with RT News. And that's basically how information hits the airwaves in the form of news. You know, like the old saying goes, oh, coming in fresh off of the wire. Well, there actually is a wire, a news wire, and a lot of information is pulled from the news wire, and different news agencies put their own spin on it, like CNN and NBC and some of these other shithole news agencies now. But I gather the information, and I do my own little investigation on it, and then I put it out into the form of an article. So you guys should definitely check it out. I'm going to just jump over here to FacePuke real quick. And I post all of the information and a ton of other news information on our MFA Media Group Facebook page. You guys should follow it if you're interested. We have over 95,000 followers. See that right there? 95,000. I do a lot of short news videos on the MFA Media Group Headline News Facebook page. I will put that. I'll put that in the live chat if you guys want to go over there and start following. Following me on that news website. Let me get rid of this. A lot of good stuff, man. A lot of good stuff. And, you know, you really have to follow what's happening in the news, because there's like a lot of little secret message things that I pick out from what's going on in politics and in the news. And I do think about it a lot. And we did a lot of work, man. We did a lot of work on the MFA Media Group website, spent a lot of money on advertising with Facebook, and we still do. And, you know, they continue to screw us. That's just how Facebook is. You know, I think that 2018, we spent almost $10,000. I know myself on Facebook advertising in 2018, I spent $12,000 of my own money with Facebook advertising. And yeah, you know, they screw you left and right. But the MFA Media Group Headline News Facebook page, it's top notch, man. There is all kinds of good news here. You know, I just uncovered just the day before this little Rashida Tlaib. You know, she was wanting to go to Israel with Ilhan Omar to cause a bunch of trouble. And they were shut down by the Israeli government and denied access. So she couldn't see her 110-year-old grandmother. And then she said her grandmother lived in the occupied territory of Palestine. and she was poor and this and that, all the crying crap. Here I come to find out that, her grandmother does not live in the occupied territory of Palestine. No, she is not poor. And it's been uncovered that, they got some money, because in the driveway of old grandma's house, they got a BMW and a Mercedes. Yeah. Woo. Old grandma Talib, she's real fucking poor. So there's a lot to uncover in the political front, and I love doing it. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter and you want to watch me bash these politicians, because I bash them, man. I call them straight out. I mean, I call them straight out. I tweet right to these people. So I will leave the link. It's in the description box under the videos, but I'll leave it. If any of you guys are tweeters, you guys can follow me on Twitter, and you can watch me bash these politicians. I also do put up a whole bunch of other truth-related news and tweets on Twitter. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, folks, is I am going to take that opportunity. I am going to be using the Planet X News YouTube channel to do a lot more reporting on a whole host of subjects. If you don't like the thumbnail and you don't like the title, then I guess don't watch the video. If you are interested in hearing what I have to say, then by all means, watch the video. But I've had a lot of people, over the last couple of months ask me, just flat out ask me, emailing me, inboxing me, and asking me why I don't touch on a lot of other subjects. They say, "Oh, well, Scott, you seem to be a good investigator, a good researcher, blah blah blah." And I've done some of that before, and then people leave these idiotic comments, and they say, "Oh, wait a minute. The name of this channel is called Planet X News. Why are you talking about this? Why are you talking about that?" So sometimes I just get fed up with that rhetoric, and, I go about my own business. But now I just want to piss more people off, because that seems to drive more attention to my YouTube channel. And I think the more that I piss people off and bring them to my YouTube channel, hopefully we can convert them to being a hardcore truther, learning the truth. And whether it's going to be learning the truth about what's lurking in our inner solar system, what's happening to our planet, what is happening to our weather, earthquakes, volcanoes, you name it. The reason why I want to throw politics into this mix now, folks, is because in the beginning of this year, out of nowhere, this little Miss Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the little Puerto Rican Democratic congresswoman from New York, all of a sudden she came out with this new Green Deal, or the Green New Deal, or whatever the hell she wants to call it. And all of a sudden, all of these politicians just started jumping on the climate change bandwagon. And they all started saying that we only have 12 years left. Well, I found that to be very, very, very suspicious. So, we have a little congresswoman chick from the Bronx in New York that doesn't know her ass from a hole in the ground, and her only education was some college, and she was a waitress and a part-time bartender. All of a sudden, she's in Congress, And she's talking about climate change and warning the world that we only have 12 years left. Ha! Then Bernie Sanders, that whack job, he jumped on the bandwagon. Now all of these politicians in Washington, D.C. are all spewing this climate change stuff. Where did they get it? Why all of a sudden did all of that just come out in 2019, in January? See, there's something systematically happening behind the scenes. And there's a lot of journalists that I know that I've had a lot of conversations with. I've shared information with. I'm not going to go spewing their names out there because they all get trolled enough. And they are pretty big time personalities on all the social media sites, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. And a lot of them have been on Fox News. And I do share a lot with them. And look, I don't want to be a newscaster, but I am going to throw my 2 cents in. Actually, it's going to be way more than 2 cents. So if you guys want to follow me on the Twitter, please do so. The link is in the description box. I will also put the link, I'll update the links in the description box to include the MFA Media Group Headline News website. I would appreciate it if you guys share the articles. Also, you can share the articles on for Planet X News also. I update as much information as I can. A couple of interesting articles also. I was reading over a lot of this information that this scientist was studying, and it's called sonogenics. The new field, it is a new field, sonogenics, uses sound waves to control the behavior of brain cells. Sound waves controlling brain cells. This is a very in-depth article. It's very, very interesting. For some of you, it may go over your head, but this just goes to show you what can be done to the human mind, the human brain, with sound waves. So for a lot of you that are into the 5G stuff and HARP and all of this mind control and MK Ultra stuff, check this out. You may like that article. Also wrote up an article, did some research on, scientists. Excuse me. Some scientists still think the moon's hollow. There are still some scientists that think the moon is hollow and it's an alien space habitat. Right up here in the corner, the moon. It's an alien observatory created to keep an eye on us. Hey folks, let me tell you something. There is a lot of credible information pertaining to this subject matter. You guys may want to check it out. I'm not too sure about all of you because I don't know all of you out there in YouTube land personally. I don't know if you folks actually read. I know a lot of people look at a thumbnail on Facebook. They don't read the article, but yet they comment on it because of the title. So I'm not putting anybody down here, but what I'm saying is read. My saying is, man, knowledge is power. The more knowledge that you have in that brain that God gave you or the aliens gave you or who the hell ever, use it. take the time to read the articles. They're not that long. You mean to tell me out of your busy day that you can't spare 5 minutes to feed your brain? Believe me, it keeps your brain sharp. It keeps you sharp. Another article that came out, and I was doing some investigative work on it, was this right over here. You see this sudden stratospheric warming setting up in the southern hemisphere near Antarctica. This does happen periodically, and this is going to shake things up for Australia and New Zealand. So this was also a very, very interesting article. And you guys may want to check that out, because I'm going to be watching what's happening in Australia and New Zealand with their weather over the next 30 days. Another article here, the forest fires in Siberia. Wow. Yeah, a lot of things on fire. So a lot of good articles that are listed here on the Planet X News website. All of the Planet X News videos are automatically embedded right here. And here's something else, folks. You know, you all know that I have the private network. The link to our private network is in the description box. You could join the private network for $5 or $10 a month. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adjusting that membership. I'm going to be removing the $10 membership, and it's only going to be a $5 monthly membership. Because the reason why I started that private network is because of all of the censorship on social media. I got sick and tired of it. And if ever comes a time where the social media giants wipe me out, then I have a backup, and you will know where to find me. You will know where to find this information. Now, I upload a lot of info to the private network first, before anybody else sees it. And it is also a way to support the work that I do. Now, you know me, I have bashed the living hell out of people on YouTube and Facebook that go out there and pander for your money and for your donations and things of that nature. But this does take up a lot of time. A lot of things do cost a lot of money. And I have invested, I don't know, man, over the years, I've invested thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars into equipment and computers. Matter of fact, I just ordered 2 memory sticks for my main computer here in my office. And I'm banging my computer up to 30 gigabytes. So, you know, that was $278 right there. So if you can afford the $5 membership, it's kind of like Patreon. Hey, by all means, that could be an easy way to support Planet X News and also maintain your relationship and your contact with Planet X News. Because, folks, when there comes a time, and there may come a time here real soon, that YouTube decides to start purging the system again and deleting channels for whatever reason, because they do it constantly. Facebook still has one of my personal Facebook page suspended for sharing a video a year ago that's no longer even on YouTube. Yeah. So far in 2019, my Facebook pages have been suspended 4 times for 30 days and once for 7 days. So that's pretty much half of this year, just about. So whenever that happens, people start wondering, oh, where did Scott go? Oh, where did Scott go? But if you were a member of our private network, then you would know. And, I'm not like the rest of these people that, suck all of your money out of you. I try to give you something back for it. People have ridiculed me for selling the t-shirts. Listen, like I've said before, folks, I didn't want to sell t-shirts. I'm not a freaking merchandiser. But so many of you asked for shirts. So I went ahead, opened up a website on Teespring along with YouTube, put the shirts out there. They're only $25. I do high quality shirts, and you become a walking billboard. The shirts say, man, you're an activist. At least people can see what you're wearing and stop and ask you questions. And I've gone over all of that with you guys before. People have even asked me to make special shirts for them, and I did just that. Doesn't take much time for me. I'm pretty damn good at it, and the shirts are excellent quality, and $25. Whatever. If you can afford it, the link's in the description box under the video. Enjoy it, and that's that. But there's a lot going on, and you're going to start hearing a lot more from me. So I'm just giving all of you a heads up right now. Whenever you start seeing me do more and more videos on things that may not be related directly to Planet X, either watch the videos and suck up the information, or don't watch them. It's as simple as that. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on the MFA Media Group Headline News Facebook page if you're into politics and you're into news that is happening around the world. Follow me. Follow the page. Here's something else, folks. I want to clue you guys in on something. Okay? Whenever you're on Facebook and you go ahead and you like a page, okay? Or you like a group. You see that button right there where it says following? You got to move over to that following button. Hover your cursor over it, and you see what comes up? It says in your news feed. You see where the check mark is? Default or see first. You want to click see first, and then when it comes down to the notifications, you see what it says right there? On. All posts. If you click it off, all posts and offers. If you click it off, you'll get periodic notifications. So you want that on. You want these two, see first and all. You want these two settings on the Facebook pages that you follow, and you want to see the information. See, this is a little secret dig that Facebook put out there a little over a year ago. Never announced it. Nobody knew anything. So you only see about 25% of what people actually post, and those are the people that you follow and you're friends with on Facebook. Just a little way for them to stick a screw into that censorship thing. It's just a little, man, the way they did that was really awful. Excuse me. My nose is getting stuffed up from them allergies. But anyways, folks, that's a big tip right there. Get on that following button. Take the time tonight. Go to the people, the Facebook pages that you follow and like, and go to that following button and set those two settings up. And then all of the information will show up in your little notification bell box on Facebook, and you won't miss anything. You won't miss it. So definitely check it out. And let's dip over here to the Planet X News group page. And once again, folks, if look at that, we got 5 people already that want to join. Let's approve these people right now. And I'm going to show you something. Welcome, Rita, Lawton, Robert, Do, 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 do. And we have almost 2,500 members, and I just started this this group page. Got 2,456 members, and this is a guy, Jamie Wheeler. He just uploaded this little short video. Eclipse Day. Keep watching. You will see without the welding helmet. So he's actually uploaded a video showing the sun through a welding lens. I have a welding lens over here. I upload a lot of information onto the group page, folks. And you see the little pink lens flare? It's pretty quick. So I don't know exactly what he's showing there. I didn't turn on the audio. Now, the whole reason why I made that lens flare video this morning was because of this photograph that this guy Martin, what's his last name? Lizraga. What the fuck kind of name is that? Anyways, this is the picture that he posted. And he was saying courtesy of Brandon Negy or Negley or whatever the hell his name is. Well, that right there, folks, is nothing more than the moon and the red lens flare. I just showed you guys all of the video of the blue Kachina and the red Kachina. Well, this is what stirred up the whole gambit in the Facebook group, because we had some woman. I'll even pull it up. Give me a second. You check this out. Where the hell is it? Here it is. I got into a little spat with this woman, and her name is Holly Brookshire. And all I said up here, you could see my comment. Tell Brandon that is a lens flare. And it exactly is just that. It's a lens flare of the moon. And Holly wrote, really? ? Why does every single picture that every single person takes who doesn't run a page or YouTube channel get called a lens flare? I mean, F me, I guess. Maybe that's what you need, baby. That means every single picture I've taken over the last 4 years would be called a flare by some naysayer. BS. Watched someone on YouTube tonight who actually understands that what we need is unity during this front, not constant criticism because some average Joe thinks they know better than the rest of us average Joes. Prove me wrong, I dare you. Ooh, baby, Holly, chickie baby, learn something about me. Don't dare me. And don't call me an average Joe, because I'm definitely not average. And whenever she dared me to prove her wrong, well, I did just that. And I was kind of nice about it in the beginning of my reply. But towards the end of my reply, well, you know, I just had to stick it to her. And yeah, naturally, you know, she didn't take it. She talked back a little bit, and it stirred up a whole bunch of bullshit in that thread. Rightfully so. And, you know, so I did the video for teaching everybody about these camera anomalies and these lens flares. And that's where we're at right now. So I have proven to all of you once again that these fakeries on YouTube and Facebook, that you see these lens flare videos and pictures and stuff like that, that's all that they are. So folks, if you want to get down to the hardcore truth, stick by me. Look, I know a lot of you don't like my personality. You don't like my attitude. But you know what? You don't know nothing about me. You don't know anything about me unless you've been following me for the last 4 years. You then know everything that I've been through and what I've had to put up with. So yeah, my patience is pretty thin. It is what it is. But if you ever really needed a friend, if you needed somebody to back you up, if you needed somebody in an emergency, you would definitely want a friend like me. There's no doubt about it. I got a backbone. It's really thick and it's really tough. And that's just who I am. I don't come on here to my YouTube channel and portray myself to be anything but me. Plain and simple. You get what you see. I'm real. I'm not a fake YouTube personality. Plain and simple. And if you don't like me for who I am, that's your prerogative. But you can't deny. You cannot deny that I have produced the best Planet X observational evidence ever seen on this planet, except for the bozos at NASA and probably some big other governments throughout the world, like Russia and China. I'm sure there's a lot of other countries that have their eye on space, and they know what's happening. No doubt about it. But yeah, that's what happened, and that's why I made the video about the lens flare. And you could thank, what's her name? Holly. You could thank her for that. And, while we're on the subject of Planet X, let's dip into this real quick. I haven't shown anybody this information ever before. A lot of people ask me about Stereo B. And Stereo B, Stereo A and Stereo B, they were two of the spacecrafts that monitor the sun. And they're coronagraphs. And, you see us showing the LASCO C2 and C3, the red coronagraph and the blue coronagraph. And you see me using the Stereo website. Well, the Stereo Ahead, Stereo A Core 2, that is still in operation. And we don't get much from it. It's been up there for quite a long time. Well, whenever they launched Stereo A, they also made a duplicate carbon copy Stereo B. So two spacecrafts were placed into orbit. In 2014, 7 years after this Planet X object was caught on the Stereo Core 2 behind, A means ahead, B means behind. Stereo A, Stereo B. In 2007, this Planet X object was recorded on the Stereo B orbiting the backside of the sun in 7 days. I've shown all of you the video. I will show it to you in a few minutes. A New York Times reporter somebody leaked that information to her. And they leaked a whole bunch of other stuff to her. She went ahead and started publicizing it. She actually took it to another level and had a website made, and she was showing some of this information. Well, they shut her down real quick. And she had saved this video information. And in 2016, I got an anonymous email from her. And she is still a New York Times investigative reporter, handles international matters. No, I'm not going to give you her name because she was actually threatened, highly threatened, by some type of government people. I mean, they literally came to her apartment. They shut her website down. They shut her YouTube channel down that she went and, put up under a name. But she had caught some of my videos in 2016. She leaked this information to me and told me where I could find it in the archives, and I did just that. And we'll review the video in a minute. But mysteriously, in 2014, 7 years later, on September 27th, Stereo B was mysteriously taken out of commission. Okay? The NASA story goes that there was a communication problem with the spacecraft as it was doing a calibration roll. So the spacecrafts actually do a roll, and we see it on the SDO cameras also. Spacecraft does a roll to calibrate itself. Stereo A and B do the same thing. So they stated during this systematic roll that something happened internally and they lost communications with Stereo B. So Stereo B is offline. Well, here's the thing, folks. I think that they purposely took Stereo B away from public viewing because we would now be able to capture this object or these objects on a daily basis because we would literally have access to Stereo A on this side and Stereo B on this side. So we would actually have almost a 360-degree view of the sun. Now we only get Stereo A, which is, it's off to the left side of the Earth. Stereo B was off to the right side of the Earth. So that's how the story goes in 2014. But check this out. I was going back through my archives and I don't know, man, I was just sleeping and, taking a nap and having a dream. And all of a sudden I said, I better go back once again and I better start taking a look at what actually happened to the Stereo B spacecraft. What happened in the days coming up to this supposed disaster, which occurred on the 27th of September 2014, as you could see on this photograph. So what I did, I went through the whole entire month of September, every single day. I went through the data, and what I was seeing was just about every other day, there was huge coronal mass ejections. Oh my God. I'm talking booming coronal mass ejections, similar to what you're seeing on your screen right now. So much data, I found it all. And I said to myself, wow, these spacecraft were getting pummeled with these coronal mass ejections. All of them. Stereo B, Stereo A, the SDO, all of them. I mean, the Earth was getting crushed with the output of these coronal mass ejections. What the hell was going on? Now, we were really into a solar maximum at the time. That would kind of be expected, but not this bad. Some of these coronal mass ejections, let me tell you something, folks. We are damn lucky. We are damn lucky that these coronal mass ejections that occurred back in 2014, that none of them were Earth-facing. Let me tell you, because they were huge. And we're going to be getting back to that stage very soon when the sun's going to kick into overdrive and we're going to see a lot of activity. But anyways, getting back to this. So as I was seeing all these huge coronal mass ejections on the sun in September of 2014, I started thinking to myself, wow, this is unusual. And lo and behold, I get to September 24th, massive coronal mass ejection. And what do I see? What you see on your screen. Yes, sirree, Bob. Right there. That was the last known coronal mass ejection that was recorded on stereo B. 2.5 days later, on September 27th, 2014, NASA decided to create the story that stereo B is now out of commission. It broke. The damn thing broke. Kind of weird, because they made two spacecraft, stereo A, stereo B. They were clones, exactly the same. One of them malfunctioned. Well, shit. If they're cloned spacecraft, they're identical. Well, what the hell happened? Why did stereo B break down and stereo A did not? So I think they just picked and chose. They said, oh, you know what? Because of the orbit of this object, the people, they'll catch on and they'll be able to see it more on stereo B. So let's cut off the public access to stereo B. We'll just make up a story. We'll say that it broke down. We lost communication with it. I found out last year that NASA still does have communication with stereo B. They actually admitted it, but they said that they're not getting any data from it. Then they said that that they received a signal from stereo B, but no data. So anyways, getting back to this photograph. So this was on the 24th. On the 27th, 2.5 days later, that stereo B spacecraft was taken out of commission from public access. Maybe the reason why is because on the 24th of September, they saw that monster and they saw that monster right there. What do you think those are, folks? You think those are some type of freaking camera anomaly? No, I don't think so. Things like this on these coronagraphs, they don't happen like that. These are very, very sophisticated cameras that are made to see in extreme ultraviolet light. That's why they're red. That's why they're blue. On the spacecraft itself, it has multiple lenses, and the lenses are actually different colors. They're very sophisticated cameras. And the little black circle that you see in the middle is an internal occulter. And all that is it's in the center of the camera, and it's actually made to block out the glare of the sun so they can analyze a coronal mass ejection and solar flares and filament releases and things of that nature. So in good faith, NASA did build these spacecraft to monitor the sun, because there still is a lot that we do not know about the sun. And maybe tomorrow, I've been doing some investigative homework on the solar wind and also our magnetic field. I have a lot of things set up to do an informational video for you guys to teach you a lot more about the solar wind and the Earth's magnetic field. I think you'll enjoy that. I'm going to be putting it together. I'm going to be using my green screen to do it. I've got a lot of great animations that will show you how the solar wind works. And, it's only been about 40 years since scientists have actually discovered solar wind, and they're still learning about it. So, getting back to this photograph. So, on the 24th of September, I captured this. 3 days later, they took stereo B offline. Never heard from that spacecraft again. So this just goes to show you, and I've never shown these photographs to anybody. So today, you're getting two special treats. You got to see the blue Kachina and the red Kachina, and you're getting to see what was lurking out there in 2014, and the reason why they probably took stereo B offline. And you could see this object here kind of has some striping on it. Very, very odd. Perfect outline right there. And that object in the middle, perfect sphere. So I think at this particular time in 2014, these objects were still in their infancy of creating their orbit. And that starts to go into the gravitational energy of the sun. Not going to get into all of that right now because that starts getting into some hardcore science, and I'll end up keeping all of you on YouTube for the next 2-3 hours. You'll probably get bored and fall asleep. But let's dip back here. This is a close-up. It's a little blurry because the stereo coronagraphs, they always have a lot of interference because they're always getting smashed by all of these heavily charged particles, and the detectors that are meant to detect this, they get a lot of interference. And I don't think the designers of the spacecraft really, they kind of underestimated that. So we get a lot of interference on those two coronagraphs. But I mean, hell, look at that. That's a perfect, it's enveloped in this coronal mass ejection. This damn thing has stripes on it. That is very, very similar to the blue stellar core that was captured with the help of a few German astronomers that I was working with in 2017 that have kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. And that resembles it, not in the blue color, but in the striping on it. If you pan back, you could see it a little bit more. Let me see what I got here. Yeah, I smoothed this photograph out. But you could see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 stripes on there. And some of these brown dwarf stars are kind of striped like that. And brown dwarfs are not brown either. They have actually a bluish color, some of them. And again, we have the secondary object. So this might have been the larger object. This might have been the smaller object, which kind of proves that it is probably a small system of some kind, or it could be a large system. We just haven't seen it. Seeing is believing. So talk is cheap until we can photograph it and get the evidence, the observational evidence. Everything is kind of left up in the air. So just showing you that, what was happening back in 2014 on the 24th of September, 2.5 days later, they took stereo B out of commission. Yeah. Who's your daddy now? Here's a look at it in a grayscale. And you can actually kind of see those little striped areas. Very unusual. Very, very unusual. And that was one hell of a coronal mass ejection. That was one big blast. Fortunately for the Earth, this was not Earth facing, but if it was, boy, it would have put some lights out. There's no doubt about it. And that is still one of our biggest threats, is being faced with an Earth-facing coronal mass ejection. Now, it won't blow up the Earth or anything of that nature, but it will take down the electrical grid. It will cause major problems with satellites, GPS satellites, communication satellites, and the electrical grid here on our planet. So those are the threats when dealing with these coronal mass ejections that are Earth-facing. Spewing those heavily charged particles streaming towards the Earth, busting through rifts in our magnetosphere, also creates heavy seismic activity and volcanic activity. There is also scientific evidence showing that these heavily charged particles are now supercharging our upper atmosphere. Just take a look at the strength of some of these storms and the strength of the lightning. I posted a video from Poland yesterday that somebody recorded the loudest clack of thunder ever heard. Again, if you're not a member of the private network or you're not a group member on Facebook, you're missing all of the truth. You're missing everything while you follow the other nonsense on social media. Get to Planet X News. Stick with the truth, not the BS. So, these lightning strikes, well, they just killed several people yesterday. More people than ever before on this planet are now being killed by lightning. Yeah, it happened here. Early this spring, here in the Pittsburgh area, 2 teenagers sitting under a tree in a state park. Boom! Bolt of lightning kills them both. It's happening everywhere. And it happened last year. I think in one day in India, 29 people were killed by lightning. In one day! One day! Yeah. And then you have these naysayers out there that, they want to call this? They want to call this global warming? They want to call this climate change? Get the f out of here, man. What I just showed you is the reason for all of this. This just didn't happen overnight, folks. This has been brewing for quite some time. For any of you that didn't see the latest photo capture, and, I called this one a week before. This was back on August 12th. The week before, in one of my broadcasts, people were asking, when are we going to see this object again? And I said we will probably see it between the 13th, 14th, 15th, possibly even the 17th. Lo and behold, just 12 minutes before midnight on the 12th, bingo, there's our bad boy rearing its ugly head right there. So, whenever you see the evidence that I produce on this YouTube channel, I want you to compare it to what others are showing you. What do they actually show you, folks? Come on, admit it. Admit it! They don't show you anything of substance. Nothing. The real evidence for Planet X research is right here. Right here. You will always see the best of the best, and you will always get the truth. No doubt about that. There you go. Bad boy. sitting right there. We got a close-up of that. Oh, and this was just 30 minutes into the 13th. And I showed all of you this. I put this together off of HelioViewer and showing you this object in the extreme ultraviolet light from the coronagraphs. So you see the timestamp right there, 29 minutes and 29 seconds after midnight on the 13th. Here you go. 10 minutes. The timestamp's perfect. There's your object. Bingo. Once again. So you could clearly see that I don't mess around. And I've been doing my homework for a long, long time. And I understand science. I've been a science buff all my life. All my life. And I study and I read and I continue to educate myself on a daily basis. See, I can't say what backgrounds some of these other jokers come from. I mean, who knows who they really are? They could be purposely putting out bogus information just to discredit real information, real observational evidence, such as what you're seeing on your screen right now. Yeah. And I'm the bad guy. Scott's the bully. So you see why I have to take that stance. I have to protect reality from the fakery. If I don't take a stand, who the hell is? Does that make sense? Oh, it does. Oh, well, alrighty then. I'm glad it makes sense. Let me show you the video from 2007 for any of you that haven't seen it. And in 2007, this object was recorded on stereo B. This was the information that the investigative reporter from the New York Times leaked to me. And now let me find it here. This is it here, I think.
Now, during this time frame, folks, this goes back to February 20th, 2007.
Let me mute myself. Or maybe I shouldn't mute myself.
I think one of the main reasons why they took stereo B behind out of commission
is because of this reason that you're about to see on your screen now. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Now, as you're going to see, this object is going to come in. It's going to come in very, very quickly. But again, this is time-lapsed. It's going to make its way, looping around the back side of the sun, which at that point, that would have been Earth-facing. Okay, so this view is not Earth-facing. Okay, this is, I believe, in the L1 position off to the right of the Earth. And you can see it loops around and then it makes its way back out. So it enters into the camera's view on the 20th. And as you can see, the date stamp on the bottom takes several days and it makes its way back out. So you're looking at about approximately 8 days. Now, I believe that this orbital pattern that we're looking at now is now approximately 28 days. I believe now that it is much, much closer to the sun. It has gotten sucked in very, very close to the sun to the point where it is legitimately within the sun's corona as it passes at its closest point in its eccentric orbit. And this is absolutely just incredible footage. Now, there was a New York Times investigative reporter that also found this information, and she publicized it. And she continued to publicize it, all the way to the point where she created a website and she was showing this information. She was disguising her name and her identity, but that was soon found out. And from what I understand, there were a lot of attempts to take the information down off of the internet. That was successful. And then finally, somebody got to her. I don't know if they delivered threats and told her to back off, stop using her ability as a New York Times reporter to put this word out, to show this information. And from that point, she disappeared from the spotlight. But she still is a New York Times investigative reporter. Not going to mention her name. I do know her name, but I'm not going to mention it because she is now out of the loop and has been for a long time. But as you can see here, this is the stereo behind Core 1. You can see this object coming in. You can see the reaction that the sun has right there. You can see the reaction as the sun gets, as this object gets very, very close to the sun, therefore creating those coronal mass ejections. And once again, this is just looping. It's showing you everything all over again. So these were the earliest detections of our so-called Planet X object, this stellar core object, this unknown object. I mean, I really wish we knew and had, like a compositional makeup of what this object consists of. But obviously, it's a very powerful object. I'm sure that it has a pretty intense magnetic field. I'm pretty sure that by now it's definitely feeding off of the sun. And it's also creating some situations on the sun. We've been seeing it. Now that the sun is dipping into that solar minimum, we will probably see a dramatic decrease in coronal mass ejections. However, whenever we do see those coronal mass ejections, if they happen to be Earth-facing, well, things here on Earth are going to be much more dramatic, because as the sun's magnetic field decreases, so does the Earth's magnetic field, therefore creating much more exposure to our planet and each and every one of us. But that is just something that we will have to wait and see. I'm sure that over the course of the next 11 to 15 years of this solar minimum, I'm sure we're going to see more coronal mass ejections. And I'm sure we're going to make more detections, more observational evidence will come out. Many people ask me, why doesn't the government just come out and tell us about this? Well, why doesn't the government just come out and tell us that there's extraterrestrial life out there beyond human beings? That UFOs are real? That they've inhabited the earth for hundreds of thousands of years before mankind? Why don't they tell us all of that? I guess they think that we wouldn't be able to handle it. My theory is, like I've said before, they don't want to lose control. Religions around the world would not want to lose control over their people. The governments of the world would not like to see people panic. I'm sure that if you turned on your television and you were watching any of the mainstream media news outlets, and, NASA and the European Space Agency held a huge press conference, and they were showing, ultra high definition video and observational evidence, and talking about this new stellar object that's now a permanent fixture in our solar system. I'm sure if they went on national and worldwide television and they disclosed all of this, I'm pretty sure that people around the world would freak the hell out. People would probably panic. And that's one of the main reasons why they, censor my YouTube channel so much and not other channels. I just watched a video the other day from some small channel putting out some old Nibiru information from 10 years ago. And it was like some type of radio broadcast, and, they dubbed in the voices over some pictures. And the video was uploaded onto YouTube 3 days ago. And it had over 560,000 views. 560,000 views. And this was from just a little personal YouTube channel. I think the person has I think it was either 29 or 39 subscribers, which are probably family members. Because some of the other videos on that channel, it was the guy in his yard playing with his dog, some nature videos, a fishing video, catching some fish. And then I guess he just decided to, compile some video clips and put together this Planet X Nibiru video, and he uploaded it to his channel. You won't see any more. You won't see no 500 to 1 million views on any of my videos anymore. That's a fact. That's why I've gone to my private network, our new Planet X News private network on Subscribestar. It's going very, very well. I've had so many people emailing me and messaging me with just pure thanks for what I've done. Even though, the monthly memberships are $5 for the limited access and $10 a month for the full access, I'm not censored. I can get on there and I can show you things and report on things that I can't on YouTube. And I sure as hell can't do it on Facebook. So for any of you that can afford the $10 a month, and I would recommend the full access, Dr. Albers and I are going to be doing bigger things on our new network. There are no trolls. There are no people there to harass you. You can view the information whenever you feel like it. I'm going to be giving access to video information that none of you have ever seen before. It's all going to be right there on our private network. Watches and alerts that deal with weather and our climate. It's all going to be right there, folks, like it is right now, each and every day. I just don't do one post. Well, there's quite a few that go up every single day. And I've been mentioning for years, I want to get away from YouTube because of the censorship. Well, there you go, folks. I want to leave all of you with this video that I did not too long ago, maybe 2 months ago. And I don't know how many views it got. I don't know, a couple thousand. You know, people say that they share the videos. I don't know. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. If you're a true hardcore truther, then you'll share the information. You'll share the videos. You'll share the articles. You'll share the posts from what I put up on Facebook. But I can tell you this much. Before too long, people like me will be erased from social media. And you're not going to have access to it. You're going to be able to go back to YouTube and see nonsense. You'll see more nonsense on Facebook, but you're never going to see the truth. So if you want to support my work and you want to support Planet X News, then join our private network. Join for the $5 a month. Like I said, I'm going to be taking away the $10 a month access, and I'm just going to make it the plain $5. And the reason for is that private network site. You know, they have fees and stuff like that, and they have to maintain their website, and it's very expensive what they do. In order to have a website like that, where you give people a channel or a page, you have to have a massive amount of high-speed servers. So that stuff isn't cheap. It all has to be maintained. It is a business. Everything costs money. But that was the video footage from 2007. Whenever I publicized this in 2016, they suspended my YouTube channel for 30 days for no reason. I went ahead and exposed it again in 2017. They suspended my YouTube channel again for 30 days. No reason given. I did it again in 2018. They didn't suspend me in 2018. I don't know why. Maybe because they already had my channel censored so much that only a few thousand people saw the video. And that's that. Whenever I state that the earliest observational evidence of this object goes back to 2007, that is exactly what I mean. I've made that statement before, and people tell me that I'm wrong. But nobody has proven me to be wrong. They just make that statement. People claim that, you know, this object's Nibiru. This object is not Nibiru. The mythological story of Nibiru is a 3,600-year orbit. It comes in, it does the destruction, aka the destroyer. It leaves the solar system and goes back out into its 3,600-year orbit. Well, this object is here. My earliest observational detection came with the help of this New York Times reporter. So this is truly the first observational video evidence of this object orbiting the backside of the sun in 7 days. Do you see the way that this object comes up from the ecliptic, orbits around the backside of the sun or the front side of the sun? It all depends on where the Earth's positioning is in its orbit. And then it shoots back out. It was with the help of this video and other observational captures that I've made over the last couple of years that I've come up with this object orbiting our sun every 28 days. It is possible. It happens out there in the galaxy and all galaxies and the entire universe every tick of the clock. There are objects that orbit host stars. They just found an exoplanet that orbits its star every 6 days. 6 days. And I have people telling me that it's impossible for this object to orbit the sun in that close proximity in 28 days. Man, get the hell out of here. Do your homework. Read. Learn. I've invested hundreds of thousands of hours into this. You know, every single day, 7 days a week, I do legitimate research. I read and I read and I read and I investigate and I school myself and I learn. And why do I do all of that? I don't do it all just for me. I do it for all of the people that follow me, that subscribe to me, that email me, that message me, and that want the truth and deserve the truth. The bottom line is, folks, maybe this object could be labeled the Destroyer because the catastrophic damage that is being done to the Earth right now is intense. And it's going to just get worse. I said and I stated all of this back in 2016 and 2017. I laid all of this out. I even told people back in 2016 that in the years to come, we are going to see massive amounts of civil unrest around the world. What are we seeing? Yeah. Look what's happening in Hong Kong. Look what's happening in the UK. Look what happened in France. Look what's happening in this country. Look what's happening in Venezuela, some of these South American countries. Look what's happening with the seismic activity, the volcanic activity, the weather in general. Look at the whole broad picture. Was I lying to you back in 2016? Hell no. I laid it all out. Nobody believed me. I laid it all out again in 2017. Nobody believed me. I laid it out even more in 2018. Nobody believed me. Where are we at right now? We're 2/3 of the way through 2019. And once again, I've laid it all out. And I hope by now that all of you believe in me and trust me. Trust me. I have no reason, no ulterior motive to lie to any of you. It makes no sense. I don't want to be a YouTube personality. I don't want to be a superstar. I don't want to be known around the world, but I am. I would have liked to have gone on with my life quietly, but that didn't happen. I thrust myself into this for one reason, and that was to show everybody what was happening out there and what the potential effects would be on our planet. Folks, this is where we live. So that means a lot to me. I don't know about all of you. I don't want to go live in outer space. I don't want to go live on some other planet. I want to stay right here on my Earth. And I do feel bad for all of the people that are losing their lives in all of these catastrophes around the world. Every single tick of the clock. Somebody's dying. Somebody's losing their life. It's a shame. It really is. I'm going to end this live stream right now. And I hope that each and every one of you were able to take something away from this live stream. I know I was kind of candid with all of you in the beginning, showing you the blue and the red Kachina. But you know, sometimes, folks, I got to get down and dirty and I have to use the kind of shock and awe technique to get through to some of you, even get through to some of the naysayers, some of the people that call me a liar and a bully and all the other names. The fact of the matter is that you're not going to see hardcore Planet X observational evidence anywhere else on YouTube except right here on Planet X News. I'm going to leave you with that fact. If you want to join our private network and you have the ability to do so, please do so. If you want to follow me on Facebook and Twitter, all of the links are in the description box. I would advise each and every one of you to join our Facebook group. And if you are claiming that you have seen this object in the sky with your eyes, I need you to back up your statement with photographic evidence. Don't just shoot your mouth off. Bring it to the stage. Show me your proof. Talk is cheap. And if you tell me, oh, I don't do Facebook, Scott, well, I'll tell you what. If you don't do Facebook and you don't have a way to show me and everybody else the evidence, then I think you should just keep your trap shut. Because right here on Planet X News, we only deal in hardcore evidence. We don't deal in trickery or fakery. That's who I am. If you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you ought to buy one of my t-shirts with my face on it. I'll make one especially for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to also thank each and every one of you who do honestly support my work and my research. I really, really do appreciate it. There's a lot of you out there that are hardcore just like me. Stay the way you are and continue to learn. Because remember my saying, knowledge is power. And sooner or later, they will try to take that power away from you. We could never, ever stop learning. This is Scott from Planet X News. Thank you for watching. Take care, folks. Be safe out there.